Hey guys, this is The Convo, where we bring you trending topics and sizzling conversations. And on today's show, we're going to be talking about discrimination in the workplace. Here I have Oreke.
Hello.
And Chinn.
Hi.
Thanks so much for joining me on the show today. We have a loaded topic, I would say, and I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. So before we get going, let me read out a job application that I saw online. And this is where we're going to be stemming our conversation from. So there's a job description, right? They're looking for the title, they're looking for a business development manager. And the description, we're looking for the service of a business developer to manage the new arm of our operation in insurance brokerage, right? Now, the qualifications, that's what kind of raised an eyebrow for me. The first one, the applicant must be between the age of 21 to 31 years old. Okay, fair. Must be single. In brackets, single mothers not allowed. That was when I was like, I have my reservations about this, but I would like to hear what you guys have to say, and I'll let you go first. What do you think about, because I feel like number one is prejudice and it's discrimination. But I want to hear what you have to say about the whole single mother is not allowed.
I don't really see a problem with it.
Okay.
I feel like at the end of the day, the company wants what they want. Being a single mother is a lot of responsibility.
Okay.
And you have to, as a woman anyway, you have to be able to juggle whatever your responsibilities are. And single mothers, like, you know, sad to say, but it's a lot of loads on one person. Like, it's already enough on a couple, but being a single mother, it's way more. So maybe they just don't want to deal with it.
Well, I could get that point, but I feel like this lady in question or whoever, she's not pregnant. So it's not like you ask her to carry something and she can't because she's heavy. She's not pregnant. She just happened to have a child who she still has to support. So that's why I feel like, you know, I feel like it's not a criteria that should stop you from making your money, from hiring. Because you can have single mothers that are really smart that could actually help your business, you know. But before I enter into my rant, I want to hear
what you just said now, yes. So she has a child that she has to support.
Exactly.
You get? See why she needs that job, because you can be sure she's going to put 100 in it.
Okay.
Single mothers are hardworking women. They are. Do you know what it is for you to be a man, a woman, a mother?
All in one.
At the same time, you're a superhuman to do that.
Right.
They are like, they shouldn't be discriminated because you have a baby. Because they might as well just lie and say they have, like, they don't have kids. Then at the end of the day, you see that you see that this woman is putting in better and much, like she's really productive, like she's doing a lot for your organization. And then you find out that, oh, she actually has a baby.
And then that's a criteria to I just feel like, why is it even on the job
on paper?
Yeah, why should it be on paper?
I mean,
that we don't want
weird.
Single mothers.
That's kind of weird, like to put that just out there. I mean, whoever wrote that is bold, because I mean, people bold. Get sued for that. But at the same time, I understand like where they're coming from, because at the end of the day, even if you were to lie that, you know, you're not a single mother, it's gonna come out. There's even in conversations, like on your day-to-day job, you hang out with an older person and they start showing you pictures of their grandkids. Like, it's a natural thing. Your kid is gonna call someday. They're gonna get sick. You know, like God forbid. I don't know. But it's gonna come out somehow. And at the end of the day, being a single mother does not mean that you can juggle, you know, your responsibilities, or that you're better, you're hardworking. I know some pretty shitty single mothers out there that don't give a shit about their children. No. If they care about their paper, fine.
So
but that doesn't.
Why would you think that is a criteria, like single mothers not allowed? Because it doesn't. There isn't much said there. It's just single mothers not allowed. Why?
But it also gives an age gap, right?
Yes.
So if you're gonna go like say, oh, they're being prejudiced against, you know, sex, why don't you say they're being prejudiced against age also? Because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna hire an elderly person in my tech company. They're not tech savvy. I'm gonna be losing money. If I hire a single mother and she constantly has to, oh, I have to pick up my kids at 3 o'clock, so I'm gonna pick them up, drop them off, be right back. Oh, my kid is sick. Oh, this. I don't want to deal with
Okay,
that.
but
I wanna make
if you have people at home who help, like single mothers, I would think that they have some support, you know, from
It's not
family.
guaranteed.
It's not guaranteed, but I just feel like you shouldn't cancel out every single mother. I get where you're coming from. Some single mothers would be a no-no. If I was hiring in my company, will it be something I look at and raise an eyebrow? Maybe, but for me, it won't be a deciding factor.
But how would you be able to tell? You're not gonna like. I don't.
What about
think
qualifications? We're not looking at her qualifications.
Right. But
we're not
think
looking
about-
at her qualifications.
Think about the interview process, right? They
Okay.
ask you, hey, you know, you're doing this, okay, you've done this. Oh, you know, pretty cool. Then they ask you, hey, you know, do you have any kids? And how many kids do you have? Because that's also a factor.
Yeah.
And you know, you get talking. The interview process is not like, oh, so what's your support system? Then I'm getting in your business.
Okay.
Right? Then I start asking you, hey, you know, does your mom live with you? Where's their dad? What if you don't even know who the daddy is? Like,
Some people ask all that though.
but
Some
that's
people
what I'm
ask
saying,
all
like,
that.
Then it starts getting personal. So if you see the ad and you still choose to go as a single mother, you got to be prepared for all those questions, because now they want to know, how are you going to support your kids and be at work? How can I make sure as an employer that when it's my time that I'm paying you to do my job, all you're doing is my job. You're not texting the babysitter on the
Right.
side. You're not, you know, like, I'm paying you for that.
Okay, I get where you're coming from. Chinny, you're a little bit too quiet.
Because I'm listening to what you're saying.
Okay.
And I don't think you would have an organization and you wouldn't really care about your employees.
Okay, the welfare. Of
Why
the
would you
employees.
want to have like a company, you're employing people obviously, and you don't care about them? All you care about is they come to work 8, leave by 5. I wouldn't want to work
That's
for
not
that
what
kind
I'm
of
saying.
No, you're
but
saying,
as a business owner,
you're saying they don't want single mothers
right?
because they have responsibilities, right?
Exactly.
What happens to daycare facilities in your organization?
What if I don't have the money for that as an employer?
You don't have the money for what?
Exactly.
That's like a room.
What if I'm a?
You
what
don't
if
even need
I'm
too
a?
much.
What if I'm a small
Two
business?
women.
You say that's a room. Well, you
What
actually
if
have to
you
have someone to take care
hire
of those
someone
kids.
Two women.
Insurance. What if
See,
they
you
get
have
sick?
to-
Let me
yeah.
tell you something. Let me tell you something here. If you can come out as bold as saying you don't want single mothers, you don't want single mothers. You're not even looking at what they have to offer.
That's
your
what I
organization.
don't. That's
That
what.
is being whoever.
So
is the
you basically
employer
have to
is
go-
being extremely selfish.
You basically have to go above and beyond to prove to me that I need to hire you.
Okay, what if
If
single
you-
mother?
it's
okay, what
almost
if it's
like-
that single mom that's going to like do like that's going to
And that's
create
fine.
serious impact to your organization?
Mine
And you're
is-
letting her go
mine
even
is-
before seeing what she has to offer.
Hire based on qualifications. It's kind of saying, I want to hire someone, but I don't want someone that's 6 feet tall, or someone that is short, or
if
someone
my
that is
nose is
chubby, or someone that is, do you know what I'm saying? I feel like it depends. If you're going for a modeling agency, obviously you have a certain look. Like I said, I keep going back to the whole pregnancy thing, because at first I didn't understand why companies are like, I can't hire pregnant women, until one of my friends hired an assistant and she didn't know, well, I think she knew she was pregnant because she was already showing. And what she needed for that job, she needed a girl that would be going, she's a stylist, she makes clothes. So she needed a girl that would be going to the market. So this girl, when she first started, she was,
had all
hype.
the energy.
You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, she has cramps here, she cannot go to the market. So she couldn't do the job that she was hired for. So I understand that. But this person the baby is not around your
The baby
workspace.
is around.
The baby is around.
not
But
around.
okay. If the baby is in school, uncle, like if you drop off the baby in school,
Exactly.
They get on school.
What if you have your
What if
sisters
they
in
get
the
in a
house?
fight? What if they get in a fight in school? What if they get bitten? Bitten because kids like to bite.
Are we going to
No, but
kids like to bite.
You're not going to
They
walk
do.
off
They
your
like
ass.
to
You're
bite.
going to go home now, won't
But
you?
but here's the thing. Like whatever is your employer's thinking to themselves as someone. I'm looking at it from the employer's
Point of view, okay.
As someone that wants to make my money. I'm sorry to say, this is like nothing against single mothers out
Yeah.
there. I have love for single mothers, but I really do not want to hear that. Oh, I have to go pick up my kid at school, and I have to. Oh, my kid is sick, so I'm gonna call in. I can't come to work. I don't want to hear that.
It makes it cool.
Would you guys feel better? No, it's not even.
Pick up her kids.
It's not even that. If she's whether she's married or not, I don't want to hear it.
But she has.
You know what's missing in this whole job thing?
Just said you don't want people.
Would you guys feel better if it said no single dads?
Okay, then you don't want single, and it's cool.
But
It's cool. No, what I'm saying.
Would you feel better if they
What
had
I'm
no single dads? Because at the end of the day,
you can't just stereotype just single mothers.
See, the only way I feel like when I first read it, it was like, okay, this is kind of weird. But hearing what you're saying, it makes sense. But what's missing from this whole job thing is it doesn't even show. It doesn't say what her responsibilities are.
Exactly.
So she doesn't even know the responsibilities for you to even know whether she can do it or not.
But here's the thing, though: the employer knows the responsibility.
Well, the employer, since the employer wants to write that they don't want single mothers, should also write what the responsibility of this person is.
Think about it this way, right? At the end of the day,
why
it's my
single
business.
mothers? I want to know why.
That's what I'm saying.
At the end of the day, let me
put
this out there, right? At the end of the day, right? If I start a company, I know what I want in my company. I know who I want to hire. I know how much work I'm going to put on them. How many times, like, if you've worked any type of jobs, 9 to 5, whatever, you get hired. You find out that you're making coffee. You're doing shit you didn't even expect to do. Yeah. Which is, most of the time, you take up responsibilities that, like, you never expect to take up. The employer knows that. You don't know that. Okay. So that might be their reason behind it. And then let me just put this out there. Mm-hmm. Women are always will always talk about how we want equality at the place of work. Mm-hmm. With men and women, we want to get paid the same amount. If that's the case, then be a housewife. Because if you want to be treated the same as a man, the same way if the ad said no single dads, that means, hey, you're not saying, hey boss, I gotta leave, my son's sick. That. But that's what I'm saying though. Mm-hmm. Like, either way, the employer is letting you know, listen, you're here to work. I don't care about your outside life. Mm-hmm. Do you get what I'm saying? Because then if I have to hire single moms, and let's say I hire a single mom and the child is just demanding. Okay.
Have you ever tried to rent a house in Lagos?
I just
as a single lady?
Yes.
How was that experience?
It was smooth.
It was smooth. Lucky for you. Lucky for you, because I know, I've been living with my brother since I came to Lagos, so we always look for places together. Mm-hmm. And number one, as young people, they look at us like, you need, they don't really rent houses. All the landlords be like, oh, I don't rent houses to young people. Mm-hmm. I don't do this. And I'm like, guy, the money is right here.
They always do that.
The money, especially for females, mm-hmm. Single ladies.
Single moms.
So my
single ladies. It's that whole thing of, oh, we don't rent to single girls because we feel like this is what you'll do with my property, and this is what, if I have the money to rent your property, what I do with the property is up to me.
Let me tell you, single moms renting a property, right? Depending on what the property is like, the chances of you leaving, like, I have friends that have children and they come over. My house literally looks different from when we come and leave. And that's why
I'm not talking about single mothers now. I'm talking about single girls.
What they say? Even with girls.
The kids will be
they painted your wall.
Exactly. When they're coming, I have to hide the Sharpies. I have to hide everything because they see every white slate like paper and they want to write on everything.
That's different from what I'm talking about. I'm talking about single ladies trying to rent houses and landlords are like, sorry, we can't rent to you because you're just you're not married. So we can't rent a house to you because you're not married.
I feel like that's a little different.
It's not, it's similar.
I feel like that's a little different because number one, you can kind of gauge. Okay, if you're renting,
they don't gauge, Joe.
But here's the thing, you have to gauge to make sure that you're not just discriminating, right? You're not outright just doing that. Because if I want to hire, if I want to rent to you and you're a single lady, the chances that he's probably going to size you up and be like, maybe 4 or 5 guys a week would run up in here.
Why?
It could be. No.
But wait, as a single, because I'm single, I'll be having.
I'm not saying you should have. Everybody's stereotyping. We're or not
you know
be
if I was
stereotyped,
there?
because you look at
They
someone
don't know
walking
anything,
down
they
the
just
street.
judge you.
This conversation has.
Everybody, listen, everybody naturally, if we were being honest with ourselves as human beings, we stereotype.
Of course.
That's our way of judging who's who. Do you get what I'm saying? It's how you go about it. It's when it becomes prejudice. That's when you have a problem. But think about it. If I don't want to if I don't want to rent to a single woman or a single guy, I'm thinking, what if the community is family oriented versus single people? Hey, you're throwing this party this night, you're throwing game night this weekend. The person is probably, and I'm not saying this is what goes through every landlord in Nigeria's heads. Some of them are just outright.
I heard
Weird.
something else because even some people, it comes down to your tribe. They're like, we can't.
There's a problem there. But I'm like, think about it. If it's a family-oriented community,
That's different.
but how is it different?
That's different.
How is it different?
Because
though?
they don't say it's because it's a family. They just tell you, oh, we don't rent to single ladies, especially single ladies, not even single guys. We
But
don't
then
rent to single ladies.
That's when. See, I question everything, and that's because like I was raised to question. We always question. Hey, why? Explain to me why. What's the problem? Like that's how I talk. So if you tell me, oh, I can't hire you. When I wanted to rent my apartment, I basically had a friend of mine go. The landlord interviewed me, which is weird because I've never been interviewed. I literally come. They look at my rental history. I bring my credit. They look at my credit score. As long as everything's
Credit
good,
score in Nigeria.
Well, yeah, that's not in Nigeria, but back home. But like, they look at all that, and if it looks good on paper, I rent. But in Nigeria,
I'm talking about in
the
Nigeria.
that's what I'm saying. The difference, because in Nigeria, the agent was like, "Oh, the landlord wants to meet you." I'm like, "For what? Why I gotta know who he is?" And then I get to his office, and he asked my friend, "Is she responsible?" I said, "You could have asked me that." Like
while you were there,
send him my job ID and all this extra stuff. And I was like, this is much. But at the end of the day, you ask me questions, I have answers. What's the problem? Do you get what I'm saying? So if you can't answer, I'm sorry, bye.
Okay.
I'm not gonna.
Sorry, but we need to now start wrapping up. So your take is an employer,
you have the right to pick who you want and who you don't want.
Okay, and your take is?
You don't have to stereotype single moms.
Don't stereotype. Mine is, number one, first of all, if you want to write what you don't want on your job description, also write the description. Write what the responsibilities. Let's be clear on what we got to do. That's mine. Like, I agree with you when, as an employer as well, I'll have things that I'm looking for, and that would determine who I'll hire or not. Right. But I won't write it on paper, number one, because I feel like it's wrong. It's wrong. Don't write that on paper. Yeah. It was just like we don't in brackets. It was almost like an insult. It's like in parentheses. Single mothers sometimes not even out of wedlock. It's just they lost a spouse. That's so.
The husband died.
But
we stop to think.
Thank you guys so much for coming on the show. It was a hot one. No problem. And thank you guys at home for tuning in and watching. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. And please, I would like to hear your thoughts on this issue. So don't forget to comment down in the comment section. Until next time, this is TheCONVO, and I'm Chy.